The Great Train Robbery, one of the biggest train heists in history, occurred in 1963 and became a legendary crime of the 20th century. The total amount stolen reached $62.5 million. This infamous event took place on the Prigo railway bridge in 1963. The robbery was executed by hijacking the railway line signal system, led by Bruce Raynolds. A gang of 12 attacked a postal service train and stole 120 bags of banknotes. The stolen money amounted to 46 million sterling, according to the exchange rate of the day, equivalent to $62.5 million today. A large portion of this money was never recovered. The mastermind behind the heist was 31-year-old antique shop owner Bruce Raynolds. Raynolds had been tried for various crimes about 10 times before the robbery. Following an old tradition, old banknotes from Scotland were sent to London to be recorded and processed at the Bank of England. Therefore, once a month, an additional postal carriage was attached to the London train for Roscovo, carrying banknotes worth between £1 and £5 that had been withdrawn from circulation but not yet registered. This robbery plan was put into action at 3:03 on August 8, 1963. During the robbery, the gang members, dressed as railway workers, waited at predetermined positions. They turned off the train's green light and turned on the yellow and red lights they had prepared, causing the train to slow down. The assistant driver, trying to understand what was happening, jumped off the locomotive and went to a public phone, but the phone cables had been cut by the robbers in advance. The robbers first overpowered the assistant and then the engineer, hitting him on the head with the back of an axe. After seizing the diesel locomotive, the employees in the train's carriages did not notice the attack on the drivers and forgot to latch the carriage doors. The robbers tied them up and seized more than £2 million and 120 bags of money. After this event, most of the gang was caught and tried. However, almost all of them, except for the heist leader known as Bruce Raynolds, were captured by 1964. The trials began on January 20, 1964, and during the 51-day process, 613 pieces of physical evidence were evaluated and 240 witnesses were interviewed. The trial concluded on April 15, 1964, with 7 of the 11 robbers tried being sentenced to 30 years in prison, while the remaining 4 received shorter sentences. A member of the robbery gang escaped from prison in 1964 and later went to Mexico City in 1965 to visit Reynolds and other fugitive robbers.